Good afternoon to all the wild star seeds here on Earth. Today we're going to chat about. So, what are the three things we got here? We got stargates. Probably heard that term lots. We're going to dive into that one. The Schumann resonance and solar flares. So, welcome. Once again. Breathing in all that prana, the life force energy. Welcome to the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge with your host, myself, the Cosmic Messenger. This is a gateway and a portal to interdimensional activities. So it's been a wild week for me. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I taught some first degree students this past week. And all week long, I've just been integrating the energies. Like when you pass these attunements off, you create a lot of energy in the healing space, and I share it with my partner, so it's high voltage, right? Ultrasonic in there. And by the time we got to the third attunement, the energy was just so magnificent and so potent. It looked like etheric, full on. You could see it with your eyes, flames coming off the body. It was just leaking constantly. And it was my first time being surrounded with that high caliber of energies. It was almost like if Gaia was completely Earth was filled with it everywhere you went, how the first bites that you get of it, your lungs, your body has to adjust. And it was a heck of a ride diving through that. It was beautifully intense. I was even coughing and stuff like that too, in a great, beautiful way. Just wanted to throw that out there. So I've been kind of sitting with those all week and getting them to pass through as things are integrating back into my life. And I helped my partner at a healing fair the weekend before, and that was high voltage as well too. This like full energetic. When you're surrounded by somebody giving energy treatments, they do an energy treatment. Well, do 12 in a day, right? These were smaller bite size, but I'm helping work the booth, and this is just cascading all along. So it's been a wild week integrating the new templates and all the new cellular recalibrations. So let's get on to the subject at hand. So I got some notes here today. There's lots of information. So they're all intertwined. The stargates, Schumann resonance, and the solar flares. So stargates are up in the cosmos. Now you can have a localized stargate on Earth, more so like a portal that would connect us to other planetary bodies or other regions and parts of the cosmos. Particularly, we can focus on this galaxy, but they are all multidimensional and interdimensional. Crossing hairs, multiverse, right? Co-creating. This all has a quantum effect. Stargates are stellar light codes and pathways that are up in the stars. And what they do, so Earth is flying around with our solar system, right? And you have our sun spitting out solar flares. So that will happen continuously while all this other activity is going on. The stargates, you can think of them almost sometimes as temporary pods that would open up and release new codes for DNA templates, particularly in stuff that the collective is working on. And that will resonate, and Earth will pass through the stargate, or the stargate will open, depending where it's located, and it will send out the frequencies and the energies, right? Speed of sound, speed of light, and beyond. They're all coming at us, so it gets here pretty quick. And those are basically like source prime creators' ways of assisting us to rise up and ascend to whatever level that we need to do with, but particularly the codes of the collective, right? So let's see here what I got. So there's stellar gateways of light. So when you hear a way shower, light worker, grid keeper talk about, the stargates opened last night, and the gateways are open. The two gateways, they're connected. The gateway is the entrance point into the stargate. And these stargates are all over the cosmos. They come and they go, and some in some cases are kind of always around, waiting for your planet to get close to them and to absorb some of these energies, right? It's all energy, it's all frequency, and it's all vibration moving through your body, right? So that's how you respond to a lot of this activity. And when the solar flares come in, that's our solar system's master energy field being put out by the sun, and they engage with them usually in a synchronized dance, a harmonic dance. Because through these stellar gateways and stargates, you're having new frequencies and also harmonic sound vibrations coming through them. But then the solar flares come through and do their thing, and they do a co-creative dance together. Sometimes they're isolated, but everything's kind of coexisting anyways. Let's say you have a solar flare that just happens to happen around a stargate. The stargate can activate the sun in order to have that push of energy come out. And how do you know what's going on with solar flares? Well, we have this tool we're using right now. We're called the internet, videos, all that stuff. You can go follow things, space programs, all that. Your body already has the ability to do it naturally if you tune into your body. So if you feel a fluctuation in the gravitational field in your body, ear tones is the one I talk about all the time. Little frequencies that go ping, and you'll have them at different levels and heights and tones. Those are the various readouts from gamma rays, infrared, X-ray, all the stuff that makes up the spectrum. And then you know that those are hitting and coming in too. Plus, if you do look up into the heavens and channel yourself and slow down for a little bit and really pay attention to the subtle energies, you can start to feel waves that cover size of cities, countries sometimes. And they enter and they move through your body, and then you might notice that all of your pineal gland, pituitary, and your endocrine system is just like shooting off, right? Or a specific organ is vibrating from that frequency. That's ways to connect into it. Or you might feel the energy kind of come to your body and maybe stop in your auric field at various different layers. Each person has their own abilities to naturally feel those fluctuations. No different than you do with the weather. And some people say like, yeah, the weather's changed. It's going to get windier. It got really hot or cold. I can feel it in my joints. There's a lot of ways to discover how this works. Sometimes you breathe in this energy and you're tasting it. Without this energy, we wouldn't be animating our body, right? Cosmic activity is super cool. Like super rad. So you got that going on. During these stargates, you'll also have DNA codes and DNA rewrites. Almost like upgrades for the cellular activity, which then houses the DNA inside of it. So you get the new codons firing off and all sorts of new instructions coming. Some of it's not easy. Some of it can be really difficult. It might be a pattern for society to remove guilt or to see through toxic corporations and things that we need to let go of, particularly following a guru, or having the guru within yourself being just as valuable as anybody else you might see on a screen in an article somewhere in your environment out in public. We're all equalized. Some people have high level of skills in certain areas, but the cool part is you got to let go of the idolization within, and that could be part of some of the templates that could come down. At the same point, if we're all connected, then we need to celebrate everyone, right? But who's getting most of the celebrations these days? The toxic stuff. And a lot of the templates that we're having currently coming in through these stargates are very much ones to clean that up. They're harmonic frequencies doing dances with the planets, right? So they take interdimensional shifts. They take multiple dimensions. So, you'll learn a lot about first, second, and third dimension, and maybe a little bit on the fourth, time and space. They kind of go there. That's actually the astral dimension. But you bring all these ones in together, plus more, and it says, hey, you're only getting started now. Let's throw in the fifth dimension, and maybe the higher frequencies of the astral level in the sixth. Right? The astral has an upper, but the sixth is kind of like almost like the core source of the astral realm in more of a physical form, right? The lights, the sound, the codes. So that's pretty neat in itself. And then you have access during these stargates, these beams of light, these explosions of photonic energy. They bring in more downloads from the Akashic records, downloads from yourself. You're a current to access all of that divine information and bring it into you. So during these stargates, if you tune into yourself, then you will have you may encounter a higher increase in your ability to receive cosmic stellar wisdom, information like you get on the internet, but from a true source that isn't tainted, and you don't need technology as we are accustomed to. But everything is technology. So whether you're on planet Saturn or fly out to Pluto, or you're over in Andromeda, it's still all a technology. Planets are very high level ascended beings, closer to source, right? So you have all those dimensions and they get merged into one so that we can make sense of it. The human, the 12-strand DNA is about multi-dimensional living. It's the only way we can possibly go. For life to just be 3D forever would make no sense whatsoever. Dun, 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 dun. And then you can think of the chakra systems in your body, all the different versions we've ever been taught, and how they relate to day-to-day activity. Well, then you go up to the solar system and they have their own chakra points, meridians, energy centers, and then you have the region of some solar systems, and you have the galaxy, and then it goes beyond that one, the multi-galaxy and all sorts of stuff. So you have all that going on, right? And you have those chakra points as well too, and you can think of those as like mini stargates that come in. Those are more the ones that are kind of like everything changes, but we'll say for ease of conversation, more permanent. They're sitting there and then you can pass by them, right? And you can access them. It's like the holding quarters for your energy. There was no energy in your solar plexus, your core, your gut region. How could you possibly even house all your organs? It just doesn't assimilate food, which food is energy, right? So hence the constant topic about everything being vibrational energy. And stellar gateways, when they're communicating with the Schumann resonance, so let's add that into the mix as well too. So the Schumann resonance is the frequency of Earth and everything that's on Earth. And as we work at cleaning ourselves up, lightening our load, making things less dense, that frequency can fluctuate and rise. But the baseline is slowly going up to a finer vibration. It doesn't matter if it's low or high vibration, you want all of the channels clean so that all of them are operating at optimal recalibrations, right? You want supreme living is what you want to go for with this. And the more that you can do that, the more that you can regenerate your body, and through passing it on through children and having basically babies and passing it on through the generations, we're basically going in that direction. So that long term, the human body can live longer, have more time to encompass its experience. Because on Earth, this is pretty fast, given the fact that the cosmic activity, time, quantum time, is endless. It's an infinite, right? So these are ever-changing loops that update themselves. Stargates are alive. They update, they refresh, they download, they clear the cache, they put new information bits in. And some go, that program's been enough for those beings on Earth, so we're going to insert another one. And your astrology is your great way of having an idea when the possibilities for these energies to create these catalysts to occur. So the Schumann resonance. So Schumann resonance is going off the whole time that you have a stargate, solar flares, all of it. Those will affect it peaking and moving as well too. But these frequency ranges are basically you come home and you're like, whoa, that was a wild day. Super wild. Whether it's emotionally distraught or high as a kite, or your body feels like it's spinning, who knows what happened for your day. Then you tune in, you tap in, you probably go online, read some information. You found out that, there was this going on in astrology. There was a square happening here, and we were connected to the galactic center, and our planet happens to have a massive blow up of frequencies going on, from solar flares to you name it. So all that divine info, these are divine light codes. Even the most distorted, everything's divine. It's crazy, right? But it is. So we're working with these things on a regular basis, and once in a while, if we're not going to do the work, something in the cosmos and the dimensions and the galaxy and the solar system is going to come in and go, hey, there's multiple realities here. There's infinite realities. We're going to kickstart your experience and get things moving, because we are definitely living in an age right now of mass distortion. And the human on Earth in this avatar body form, taking different roles as we reincarnate, have been in quite the loop for a very long time. This is the age for everything to blow completely up and remake society. Unless, of course, we choose the other path, which is basically going to go down the path of AI, super technology, robotic lifestyle, which, we're kind of at this tipping point. But these energies are big, and sometimes you'll have multiple stargates at the same time cascade in and do their work, right? Is this the work of the archangels, ascended masters coming in and playing around with it too? Who knows? But bringing everything in as a possibility for max occurrence. Now, if you happen to speak with your spirit guides, this is a great time to commune with them as well. And just ask yourself, because yourself has as much or more information than anything I could possibly share on these videos. Put our ego aside, and we let it rip. Okay? So that's kind of the general one for all of these energies here. So stargates are multidimensional. I just want to say that. And they're up in the cosmos, and they're doing what they do. So, this is Source Creator bringing in purification. Just before I let you go. Almost done here. The purification, right? So it's purifying the solar system, purifying the galaxy, purifying the region. On all sorts of levels. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It gets into the core star. The core being of you. Your incarnational golden nugget. Your first cell. Who you are, why you decided to be here, why that planet decided to be here, and over time, if things get stagnant, it needs to be uprooted, or else it'll just be the exact same record playing over and over and over and over again, never stopping doing the same patterns. So that's when the divine rainbow and crystalline templates that you hear about come in and fuse and have the opportunity to be waiting there to integrate into your light body. It's all pretty fascinating stuff, so just keep an eye out for them. Those are really powerful days. You might go about your business, not too much happened. There's stuff going down. So it's electric, it's fantastical, and it's multidimensional. So thanks again for having this conversation, and I look forward to chatting with you all again. Have a most excellent, stellar day. Cheers.